All right, welcome back. Stories by the Smoker. Look who we got. A little special guest.
Special guest!
Miss Sara Rosales. Yeah, she's going to be listening to our stories today, and we brought her in because we got a special story that she was almost a part of, and you'll see why. It's pretty great.
She's upset.
Yeah, she's still mad.
Still upset. How long ago was that?
That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably more now.
6 years ago. Still mad.
Well, let's talk about this first one that you got. Meeting some celebrities is kind of the theme today. Being in the restaurant industry, you get to meet fun, different people. So I don't know. You want to start off by?
I got a good one.
I'm just gonna let you take this one. Let you take this one.
All right.
Do it.
I was the executive sous chef at Pazzo in Portland, owned by
Big
Kimpton.
time.
So I was kind of waiting for the next chef job to open in the company, and I would compete for that job, right?
Nice.
So one of our sister stores in Denver, they lost their chef and their sous chef at the same time. So the company asked me to go down, fill in, and act
Yeah.
as the chef.
Get them right, huh?
Right? So I'm like, all right, and I'm kind of ready for my first power.
How old are you?
Right?
How old are you?
Oh, geez, probably 24.
Oh, God. So
24-year-old
nice.
I was
Ted.
ready.
Yeah. Wow.
I was ready for it. I was ready.
Wow.
So it's I think it's the second day, and I'm still kind of trying to get my bearings with all these people that are like big kitchen, lots of employees, and they're all sizing me up, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
So-
Trying to alpha you, huh?
Trying to alpha me.
Oh,
Try that again, sucker. So the GM comes in and says, "Chef, please, you're needed in the dining room. Peter Forsberg's out there, and they'd like to film a commercial with you."
Peter Forsberg.
Peter.
Big time. You don't know hockey. He's big time.
So
man.
I don't know hockey,
He's
right?
big time, bro.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. Colorado
So-
Rockies? No, that's baseball.
Avalanche.
Avalanche. Sorry.
So I say, "Peter who?" And every person in the kitchen like
Oh man.
stops what they're doing, and they're just like, "You don't know who Peter the Great is?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, man, I don't follow hockey." Right?
He's like the Russell Wilson of,
Yeah,
of that team.
of that day,
Yeah, I mean,
he was a big deal.
He was, yeah.
So I asked the sous chef, I'm like, this other kid, I'm like, "Do you want to do it?" "I don't care, man." I'm like, whatever. He's like, "No way, dude. I'm not doing it. No way." Like, they're all nervous. So I'm like, all right. So I walk out there, and Peter's sitting at a table, and he's holding a black bag of oatmeal.
Okay.
And they explained it to me. He said, so he's from Sweden.
Yeah.
He says, it doesn't really matter what we say to each other back and forth. Just look at me and smile and stuff. We'll practice because this commercial is going to be aired in Sweden. So we're going to dub over your voice in Sweden. I've never been able to find this commercial. I really want to see what I sound like in Sweden.
I'm going to search for it. Try to put a link
That's
in the
right.
bio.
I don't know where it is. So we get going with this banter, and the camera's there, and I'm like holding this, like I got the chef coat on, and I'm holding this, like we're trying to teach kids how to eat a healthy breakfast. That's the whole goal, right?
Totally.
And he's a star, so they're gonna listen to him.
Absolutely.
So he kind of does his thing. He's like, doesn't matter what we're saying. He says, "What'd you think of the game last night?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't follow hockey," and his face just sunk. Like, we had to completely start over because he was like, "Do you mean you know who I am? You don't follow hockey?"
Dude. Oh, no,
So
man.
eventually we get through this commercial, and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna make you a hockey fan." I'm like, all right. So he gives me 2 tickets to the next game, and I'm on the ice,
Oh, yeah.
like front row, and the team's going around. He walks by, taps the window with his stick.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
it was crazy.
VIP, bro.
So eventually, that was the season. They went to the playoffs, and they played the San Jose Sharks. And so the team ran out a whole floor of the hotel, and they had like yoga room, dinner room, film study room, like whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the team's in the hotel all the time, and I don't really care, right? So I'm walking down the hallway, I'm like, "Peter," and he's like, "Chef," and we're like slapping high fives and shit.
Everybody was so jealous.
It was,
Everybody.
I guess, it was like the most, it was crazy. Like, I would grill them chicken breasts for their room, and I had to grill them like this with lines that couldn't cross hatch it or anything.
Like superstitious or what?
Yeah, super duper. Like
Yeah.
Campbell's tomato soup only. Like, they would eat dog shit. It was not good food. It was
Yeah.
like, whatever, I had to do it every day. Spaghetti, no salt, no pepper, Heinz, like, whatever spaghetti sauce. I was like trying to be a chef here, like, this is whatever.
Hey, man. It's Peter Forsberg, bro.
So it was Peter Forsberg.
Come
So
on.
I had to do it. They eventually tied the series. They went down 3-0 to the Sharks, and they tied it back up 3-3. And I got to go to Game 7.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was
Dude.
badass.
Tapping the glass.
Yeah, but the Game 7,
Yeah.
I was in the nosebleeds.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
not on the glass.
He's
So
like,
they're like,
you're not a hot chick, yeah.
You're not that big of a hockey fan, remember?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Get back up there.
That was pretty cool.
Oh,
though.
that's awesome,
That's
man.
kind of neat.
Yeah, Peter Forsberg, man. He's probably in the Hall of Fame. I have no idea. I'm just totally guessing. But I would imagine he's.
I mean, being a hocky fan now,
Yeah, now
I know everything.
All the hockey knowledge.
Everything
yeah.
about it, right?
You know, Kraken coming soon too. Kraken. Well, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing, Chef. I really appreciate that. 24-year-old time.
Huh?
Oh man.
What's
Oh
Chef?
man. Well, all right. So I got one here. We're all working at Radiator. It was like 6 years ago, and in Pike's Place Market. So we had to close at midnight, and it was like, you know, when it closed, it's done. And especially for us, because we've all been there for hours and hours and hours, and it's like, man,
People were still wanting to come in. Right?
Totally.
We had to turn people away.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like we were like a hot commodity at that point. Like that's the bar to go to downtown.
absolutely,
So-
absolutely.
We'd have to kick people out all the time.
Yeah, we wouldn't let people in, stop serving, had to shut it down. And so I remember this one person came up, and at this point Sarah just left, she went to the restroom, and this guy walks up,
There's me, another cook who's also a humongous fan,
Yeah.
and her
And
My
husband.
husband,
husband.
and Rachel Miller was there.
Oh yeah.
who are all fans of
All fans.
said
All
person.
fans. And we're not the same music fans, we'll say, the three of us. We're very different
Correct.
music, fondness. So this guy walks up, and I'm in my head just like, okay, sorry, man. Yeah, it's past midnight. We stopped serving. We got to go. But then there's these like little triggers in my mind. I'm looking at his watch, and it's a really nice watch, and it has it's like on European time, and he's this shorter guy.
The rest of us are going.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
starstruck. And he's a shorter guy, and he's with this, like, I'm looking at him like, God, this guy should not be with this, like, beautifully stunning woman. Like, just, like, beautiful.
Tall.
Like, amazing looking woman. I'm
Right,
like, well,
right.
that just doesn't match up. That's weird. And he's like, oh, we just want to come in for a drink. I don't know if he talks like that, but.
He's a nerd.
Okay, yeah. But he had a European time on his watch, all right? Yeah, he is. But yeah, I remember he walks up there, and I'm just like, sorry, man, like, we're done, whatever. We can't serve, it's past midnight. He's like, I really just want to sit down and have a drink at the bar. And I was like, no, sorry, dude, like, we can't let anybody in. It's the market, sorry, we got to close at midnight. And then he's like, looks all upset, like, dang, okay. And then they turned around and walked away.
And then turns around and we're looking at him like,
Dog, at that point, I turned around and I'm like, who was that guy? And I look at your husband, and he's like turned around in his bar stool, just looking at me like, oh, Sarah's gonna fucking kill you, man.
she's gonna be so pissed.
Dude, it was so great. It was Lars from Metallica.
Yes. And I walked in the door from coming back
man.
from the bathroom, and everybody's look on their face, everybody was
Oh.
staring at me just like,
You're gonna flip your shit. The
and
one
I was
time,
like, what
dog.
happened, you guys? What is going on?
Like,
and then
Evan just kicked Lars Ulrich out.
You let him in.
I
Sorry.
was like, what?
Dude, totally could have just had him sit down at the bar and like have a drink with us.
Totally,
but-
we could have shot the shit.
Somebody
Yeah.
else could have maybe. opened
Yeah,
their mouth
I
a
know,
little
right?
bit.
See, I get blamed for this the whole fucking time, right?
Is that why we're here? Is that?
Yeah,
You sure about it?
yeah, we're trying to throw you back
I'm
under the bus.
Alright.
still really angry about it.
Oh man, that was
But
awesome. dude.
again, that would be like me kicking Dave Matthews out of the
It-
bar
it
while
would be.
Evan was in the bathroom.
It would be. But I would have run down the stairs.
I mean,
Like it's
Lars
Dave
Ulrich
Matthews.
is not quite my Dave Matthews.
Dave!
but-
Yeah. Come on, man. Come back up.
Get you a lager?
Dude.
Oh,
I will never forget those
I have a lot
faces,
of,
dude.
a lot of pent up anger from
God,
that.
that was so funny. I'm like, turn around, like, what? Who is that guy? That's kind of weird. I mean, everyone's just eyes are at me, like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, ah. And then I was like, that's the dude from Metallica. I knew it, like,
Yeah.
after that. But at the moment, man, like, I don't know, I'm not a huge Metallica fan, so I don't know what the fuck that was. But I was like, this would have been kind of cool though to have that motherfucker
Oh,
in here.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
So sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I came on here to apologize.
Thank you,
officially.
Evan.
Sorry.
Finally,
Another
after years.
episode of apologies, dude.
Of apologies. Yeah, it's
Coming
it's
for
nice.
I accept your apology.
That's nice.
Well, hey guys, if you didn't notice, we're building a grill back here too by the soaker that we're gonna be able to cook.
Coming
some
soon.
Freaking Wagyu burgers on and different cuts of steak. So man, we're just upgrading out here, doing some cool stuff. But
So soon it'll be stories by the fire pit and the smoker.
in the grill. Yeah. So we got a lot going on out here, guys. Well, if you like this stuff, man, share it. Subscribe, and we'd love to hear your stories. Still email them to stories@ladyj.com. You see it right down there, bro. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in right there. Whoa. Whoa.
I'm out of here.
All right, let's get this bitch opened
Hey,
up.
did I tell you guys about when Charlie
Shut the
Dog
fuck
was thrown out
up!
my hand?